Yo, fellowshippers, what up? Welcome to the Fellowship Hall with the Twins and Rap. I am Rap, aka the smartest one in the room. And I'm back with my fellas. Twin number one, Keith, and twin number two, Ken. Fellas, say hello to the shippers today.
What's up, fellowshippers? Your boy Ken, aka the odd man out, aka the moral compass of the group.
What's up, fellowshippers? It's me, Keith, the moderator. You know me. I know you. Let's go ahead and get started. You know, we've been reviewing the past, I guess, about 8 weeks now. Is our show in the Power Universe that's raising Kanan. This week we're gonna talk about episode 8. Without further ado, Big Ham, go ahead and get us started.
Hey man, easily the best episode of the season.
Easily
the best episode of the season. And it was a lot that happened, but it really didn't have to be a lot. Soon as Gabriel got murdered, I was satisfied.
I knew you would be.
Soon as Gabriel got murdered, I could have just turned it off. I was good and satisfied. And like I said, I was glad to see the bullets enter his body, see the blood splatter, see him twirl and fall. All of that happened. I was glad to see that. That's what's up. It was a really good episode, man. It was a lot of, it was a lot of emotional stuff going on, a lot of ins and outs. Now, we see the aftermath of what Kanan has caused. Kanan has caused a lot of chaos on the streets. To the fact that Unique think Rock doing that to try to snuff him out, and
right.
Unique with the overreact and send a message to the point that I don't think Lulu's dead, but every time I think something, I be wrong. I be thinking people dead, they alive. I be thinking folks alive and they dead. So
yeah. I
don't know, but Lulu got hit. Marvin once again had to come save somebody. So that happened. On top of the fact, I'm trying to see now how is it going to work now, because Rock essentially fired Marvin, but she gonna need him now if Lulu down for a while.
Yep.
So once again, the organization is not being run well, as I've continued to say, because she went from Scrap and Lulu and Marvin to now it's none of them. All three of them. She could fire Marvin and the other two out of commission. So now it's just Rock, and she got the muscle by herself, and she got this weak driver dude that was scared to death in the neck. So
too many guns on him.
Man was scared to death. I believe he peed on himself a little bit. He was scared to death. You know what I'm saying? Look, even if you scared, you gotta play hard.
Yeah.
In this situation, you can't show your fear, and he showed it, man. So that was that. Kanan out here, now he's. His mom know what's popping with how he done messed up, and he go run into who got his nose open, and now she gone. Then he runs to his best friend, and she broke down and hurt because she realized that he poisoned her girl, and so he was guilty about that. But it really ain't his fault. And just like our Jukebox said, it ain't his fault. And what Ken and Keith, both of y'all said comes to fruition. Jukebox slicked the hardest thing on the show. Yep. It was so smooth how she broke into the house. Jukebox. They need to go ahead, and Rock need to go ahead and bring her on in because she needs some help. I like the move that Lulu made on the producer Crown.
So hard. Hard.
I like that. It was a hard move he made on him. And man, Unique is our antagonist, but once again, man, when Unique set to get something done, it gets done.
True.
A lot of time it gets properly executed. If Marvin wasn't there, this thing would have went off super smooth. So, that's there.
It would have been clean. You're right. Yeah.
It would have been super clean if Marvin didn't show up. So Unique is a problem still. But at the end of the day, man, I really enjoyed this episode, man. It was a good episode. Even Omar Epps wasn't trash in this episode. So it had to be good. Yeah. Omar Epps did a good job in this episode, so it had to be a banging episode, man. So I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to next week. I can kind of tell I don't know how many episodes they ordered this season, but I can tell it's coming to an end because things are starting to pick up now. Yeah, and that's what we've been waiting on. So I'm really anxious to hear what the Moral Compass had to say about this episode.
All right, Ken, let's hear what you got to say.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with Big Ham. I thought it was a good episode. All right, wait a minute. I like he said, it was good. I thought it was the reason that I know it was so good is because I actually forgot about Gabriel being killed for a split second until Big Ham mentioned it again, and that was something that we had all been waiting on. I thought it was kind of poorly done a little bit though, because when she poured the coffee in his lap, and then he slapped her or whatever, and he tried to and then he grabbed the knife and stuff. I'm like, does this lady intentionally antagonize him, and is that the reason why she's coming in with these bruises and stuff, because she antagonizes him so she can play a victim? And disclaimer, I'm not condoning a man hitting his wife or a woman or anything like that. I'm just saying, for the sake of the show, I'm just wondering if she's provoking him to do so. And so then, her doing that and then running out there and Rock waiting in the garage to kill him. I mean, it was okay, but I just wish it wasn't organic to me. It was like just a setup that, I guess they worked on behind the screens. It wasn't like Juke or not Juke, but Marvin or Lulu walked in on him beating or something and then took him out. That to me would have been more satisfying. But it is what it is. At least he's gone. And then we know Rock met up with her family and stuff, and still some things to do. So I'll try to hit on a couple of things that Big Ham didn't. So like we got Howard now pressing Rock, basically saying, you tell Kanan who I am, or he gonna go to jail and stuff like that. And I think we said it either a week ago or 2 weeks ago that Howard's gonna end up being an ally for the family, and I think he is. And I gotta check myself on some, because when Juke broke into Nicole's condo, and then she got popped by the police, and then they said some detective is telling us we gotta let her loose. Immediately I'm saying, okay, it must be Howard. But the more I think about it, it's obviously his partner cut her loose. From the jump. Yeah. Okay, well, star on your forehead or whatever. But for me, I immediately thought Howard, and I should have thought Burke. So that's my bad. I'm checking myself on it. I'm with Big Ham. I'm not gonna say Lou is dead, because we've been wrong before, and the fellowship was corrected us, and we had to apologize. And like I said, I don't mind apologizing to the fellowshippers, but I'm not gonna paint myself in a corner this time. I think one of the other highlights for me was Lou finally checking Jess about pushing Famous so hard. So Lou got a gold star for me for that. And then finally we find out that
Tony, I'm sorry, it was kind of a weak check though, but he did check her.
It was something weak, though. It was weak, but it wasn't nothing. Yeah. Yep, you're right. It was weak, but it was at least some. And then finally, I was just gonna say we found out that Tony is the actual snitch, and it looks like our boy Symphony is gonna end up revealing it to the family. And finally, my Gots to Go from week 1 should be getting gone in the next few episodes, so that'll be cool. So all in all, I thought it was a good episode. I think Juke's character is just, to me, Juke is the star of the show.
She is, man.
Which is crazy, which I didn't expect from the first episode to now, man. She has grown and blossomed into, just a legit character that I'm rocking with. And so I thought it was a good episode. A lot of stuff happened. Not so much action minus the whole hit on Lou, but I thought it was finally progressing the story, and I really appreciated that. What you got, Keith?
Yeah, I agree with both you guys. I think again, I agree with Big Ham. This was probably my favorite episode of the season. A lot of stuff happened. It was emotional, but at the same time, it showed the strength of Juke.
Juke. And I should be raising Juke. No, I'm sorry. Raising. Dang, I forgot her name. They're quick. Laverne. Raising Laverne.
So I'm gonna hit on a couple points, and it may be a little bit redundancy, so I'm gonna go quick. So I felt like the Lou's handling of Crown was a crowning moment, if I will, for Lou this episode, because if this is how I'm expecting Lou to be with every situation, you know what I mean? Showing that, hey, this is what it is, and if you don't like it, then too bad, but this is what it is. And he always calm when he's speaking, but he mean business. I think this is the first time that Unique didn't come off as the smartest person in the criminal game, because Warrell immediately said, this is not smart for Rock to be dropping bodies, especially in her weakened state. And Unique was like, this guy Rock stink all over. Like, he was wrong. He was off base on this one. So Big Ham, I don't know about your wannabe protagonist, but I think he was off base on this episode. And this
he was the downfall of Unique. Right.
He was slick right because it happened to be Kanan, but it wasn't Rock's business mindset. So he should have been off.
It wasn't intentional. It was a mistake.
Yeah, it should have been off. But also what we didn't find out, and maybe the fellowshippers know, or maybe you two know, that y'all didn't mention, is what did Lou get his coat out of the car for, or put inside of his coat?
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
think he took the. I assume he took the coat, but I guess I don't know for sure.
Yeah. You know, at one point I was wondering if he was gonna put one of those blue caps in unique stuff, but then I didn't figure that he had it. So I guess we'll see. I thought this was a strong episode for two of my weakest links, Detective Howard and Symphony. I thought both of them kind of, well, Detective Howard more so because he proved his worth.
Symphony had one scene.
But it was a big scene, man. It was a big scene. I thought Detective
the
Howard played
man was eavesdropping.
but it's gonna pay. It's gonna pay off though. It's gonna pay off, it seems. And I thought Howard handled a lot of stuff pretty good, but I feel like Howard is still a little selfish, trying to make sure he can get that bone marrow. So we're gonna see. Nevertheless, he's still gonna do what he got to do. And he came off a little hard, telling Rock, if you send one of your goofy brothers after me, I'm gonna shoot first and ask questions later. So Omar Epps, he went back to loving basketball today, Ralph. Oscar number.
Tell me why.
And again, Ralph always criticizing Rock, but I got to give Rock a props for telling Kanan, yo, you hooking your wagon to a dumb horse, you dummy. Like she put Kanan in his place this episode, man. And then she told him, you what do you think I'm doing? I took out D-Wiz. Me. I took him out. And Kanan, like, he was completely shocked. It wasn't like, I had a feeling you had something.
And it was your
fault. And it was
I took
fault.
about it was your fault. You got your friend killed, fool.
I'm telling you, man, Rock is still who I'm rocking with, man. But I agree with both of you guys for the most part. And Ken, what you said about Juke, man, Juke, the actor that's playing Juke is pulling me in big time,
she's killing it, man.
She's saving scenes that she's in. Like I'm not saying that the writing on this show is bad, because it's actually pretty good. It's a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. You know, they might have a hit or miss or something with like the Gabriel thing. I agree with Ken. I thought that was a little whack. And then when she ran outside, I was like, okay, she's setting them up. But still, you know, I felt like that they didn't necessarily need to set them up. They knew what was going on. They just could kill them regardless.
Yeah, exactly.
But Juke, the scenes with Juke and Kanan are becoming the most powerful scenes to me. Now, of course, you know, Rock scene with Marvin today was hard. Like,
she was wrong though to me, man. She did him wrong.
She was right. She was right, man.
Nah,
but
she did right, man.
Kanan fault, she was right. Yeah, of course, it's Kanan's fault, but Marvin is the one that's leading them in the direction or giving them the option or the out to do it. But yeah, man, I thought that was a good scene. I thought that was a good scene. And I knew that if Marvin saved Lou, which it looks like he did, and even if he didn't, you know, it's one or two things. Marvin saving Lou is going to be the catalyst that brings Marvin back into the fold. Or if Lou dies, then Rock going to be too weak to be without him. So either way, Marvin is back in the good. And we kind of saw it on the preview for.
Can I make one quick comment, Keith?
Go for it.
And I meant to say this in my rec, so I apologize. But like, Marvin's super hard and super, you know, the enforcer, but does he think his car is his only weapon? Because, you know, we had 2 episodes where he done ran up on unique people and he driving a car into a gunfight. And I don't understand it at all. He gonna mess around and get himself killed while he driving up to save Lou, man. Yeah. So that was a tick against him for me.
And then I have one coming, Keith. I'm sorry, bro. Yo, what you said about the actress that's playing Jukebox was absolutely right. Her performance is really good. And I only have one problem with her performance is that she don't really come off tomboyish to me.
I think that's she don't come off tomboyish to me at all. Makes it look like it to me. But
yeah, but you know, yeah, she's not really tomboyish, but I mean, she's still doing a great job as an actress, though.
A great job, man. I think everybody is pulling their weight in this show. I'm glad that Marvin didn't give up anything with Tony. I guess my only criticism in that scene is that he didn't figure it out. Now, he probably was emotional, you know. He just got told off on Rock, and then he was asking, you know, he got what he got, and then he was asking for money, and she was like, "Oh, say it." And you know, I
think he figured it out.
I don't know if he figured it out, Big Ham. He just left, but nevertheless, I'm glad he didn't say anything, I guess, and it's good that he didn't figure it out and do anything to her, since obviously there was some cops there. Nevertheless, solid episode, Fellowship. Was real solid episode. No, just joking. It was a really good episode. By far, it was my favorite episode this season. And I think the last episode was good, and then this episode took it to the next level. Again, props to Juke. And I still feel that Rock is, you know, she's having some misses because she still don't have a connect. but I still think she's doing what she needs to do. And her stepping to Marvin and telling Marvin, yo, not only are you messing up my business, first and foremost, you messing up my son. So she had to let him out, Ken. And I agree with Big Ham 100% that she was in the right. So, fellowshippers, make sure you go in the comments and let us know what you thought about our reaction and this week's episode. This show is better than I thought it was going to be, for sure. So you know what time it is. It's time for the Gots to Go segment. Big Ham's favorite segment, but it's also our favorite segment, truth be told. So we're going to let Ken start off this week. Ken, who is your number? Well, I'll tell the fellowshippers we picked 3 people that we feel like got to go because they're interfering with our criminal protagonists' organization. So we picked 3 people that we feel got to go in no particular order. So Ken, go ahead and give us them brutally murdered. They are brutally murdered. Ended, exiting the show permanently.
I put them in order. I put them in order.
I do too.
Y'all put them in order. Okay, go ahead.
I put them from number 3 to 1. So my least needed to go to the most got to go.
Right.
But see, I don't necessarily do that because I feel like that. Well, you know what? Go ahead, Ken. Who's your
my
first
number 3
to go?
My number 3 this week got to go is a familiar face, and that is Jess. Okay. Jess has to go, man. Every time Jess is on the episode, every time she's with Lou, it's all about famous. Is she Lou girl or she famous girl, man? I mean, I ain't trying to sound too crazy, but that's all thing she is. She pulling it, and she telling Lou like, "Hey, we got to figure out what we gonna do for my brother, like he Lou's son or something like that, man." So I'm tired of Jess's character constantly, pushing famous, and it doesn't help that I'm not a fan of famous. So Jess is my number 3 this week.
Okay, Big Ham, I'm gonna go ahead and go, and it's obvious to the fellowship as why is because I also have Jess as on my list, and if we put them in order, I can go with that. Jess is my number 3 guys to go for the reasons Ken said. I felt like that maybe she's distracting Lou a little bit, and
a lot.
And Ken said that she's pushing famous, so she's selfishly being with Lou. She's not in it for Lou. She's selfishly pulling Lou or trying to control Lou to make a benefit for her brother. So she's taking Lou's head out the game a little bit also. So I feel like that Jess is the also my guys to go. Big Ham, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Jess, she's not my number 3 guys to go, but she's the epitome of that Chris Brown song. But my number 3 got to go is Tony.
Okay.
She got to go. She's a snitch.
Yeah.
And you already know when you snitching in this game, you got a grave coming pretty soon, man. And she got to go. She tried to snitch completely. I had the wire in there, had the 2 officers in the building. She tried to snitch. She totally tried to snitch on Marvin, man. So she got to go immediately.
All right, Big Hand, go ahead with your number 2.
My number 2 got to go is a cat who was always in the middle of almost off an hour people, and that's Warrell. Warrell got to go, man. Warrell got to go. He part of the opposing organization. But the man is shown to be a pretty good soldier, man.
Yeah,
he's shown to be a pretty good soldier. I mean, last week Lulu had to drop on him with his head in the treasure, and he didn't get him out of here. He rolled over, had the gap already cocked and loaded, and bust back, got out the window, ran down the street butt naked, and now he done went through Molotov cocktails in the Lulu house and unloaded on him, man. So he's a good soldier. He's a soldier that Rock need. Rock needs somebody like that.
Exactly.
Lulu is a good soldier, but Warrell been pretty good at his execution, man, and he's a problem. And so my number 2 got to go with Warrell.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. I'll go ahead next, Ken, and my number 2 got to go. And again, mine are basically in no particular order, but my number 2 is got to go. Is going to be in lockstep with Big Ham. It's Tony. Tony has got to go because she's already shown her true colors. So one thing that Big Ham didn't mention when he talked about Tony that I'll mention is not only did she try to trap Marvin in the office and then try to trap him inside of the club, she also was loudly talking to the detective and saying his whole family is in this game. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So Tony is the weak link now, man. And it's no skin off my back for her to be gone next. So I hate to do it. I got Jess and I got Tony, but those 2 have got to go. So my number 2 is Tony. Ken, go
And
ahead.
how
Tell him your
fitting
number.
is it that a chick that Marvin messed with is a snitch?
Yeah,
It's a good
exactly.
point. Good point.
Exactly. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, my number 2 this week is Unique.
Mm,
Unique is obviously our criminal antagonist, and so he's the
definitely.
one that's going against everybody. So I'm ready for Unique to go because he's a danger to the family, but also I don't know, man. Unique is hard-ish. He's not hard. He's
What?
hard-ish. And the
I
reason I
disagree.
said it is because he's constantly sending messages, but he's not really dropping bodies. The only body he's dropped is the dude in his own organization that he dropped incorrectly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
With Scrap still is still alive. He was in the den of Unique, and he wasn't killed.
Mhm.
Lou is a little bit different situation because his guys got ran off. But one thing that Unique said when he was talking to Warrell, I think earlier, he was saying something about sending messages, and he always talking about
Yeah.
sending messages,
This is-
never killing. And so to me, Unique got to go anyway because he's completely opposite of our antagonist. But I think Unique also has some flaws in his gangsterness that need to be resolved, or he needs to be gone. So Unique is
Yeah.
out for me.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and go number 3, and it's gonna be just like Ken said. I don't want to waste time on a duplicate, but Unique is my number one guys to go. And if any order, that's the number one on my list is Unique because, like Ken said, he's the main adversary to our criminal protagonist, which is Rock and her family. Um, I disagree a little bit, Ken. I think Unique wanted to send a message, and that's what he says a lot. But I actually think he was trying to kill Marvin or whoever that was in the house. If nobody was there, okay, maybe you're right. But I feel like they felt that somebody was there. That's why they gunned it down too, instead of just throwing the Molotov cocktails. But Unique, like I said, today for me was the first time that Unique showed a small weakness. You know what I mean? So we mentioned the code in the car and Lou getting the keys for the guy. And, I think Unique is something's going on with Unique that we don't know that that Lou's trying to do. Sorry. So we'll see, but I still think Unique is the most dangerous. And Rav mentioned Warrell. Warrell's working for Unique, so he's still in Unique's organization, but Unique is the king of the castle, and we want the castle down, so we gotta get Unique. So my number one got to go is Unique. Big Ham, go ahead and give us your number one.
My number one got to go. I'm in line with y'all. It's Unique, man,
Got to,
and
man.
I just want to just kind of piggyback on what Ken said. Ken said Unique been sending messages, and they've been knocking down bodies. I think this latest thing has prompted him to feel like, well, now I got to start offing people, and so it seems like now he's going to start getting aggressive and trying to knock bodies down. So that's why it's imperative that he goes soon because he's no longer being passive aggressive. He's no longer sitting on the sidelines and trying to coach and do this. And he's no longer dishing out assists. He's now ready to go in the offensive and start getting buckets.
Yeah.
He been on a 25-0 run on Rock, but he been Greg Popovich and Phil Jackson. So now like he ready to turn MJ mode and go out and get some bodies and go on to take these people out. And so
That's
that's
what it
why he
got
got to
personal.
go. Yeah. Now he's ready to go ahead and get these people out of here. So now he got to go.
Got to.
Okay.
All right, Ken, get a fellowship with your last one.
Yep, my number one got to go this week. I'm not gonna delay it. It's Tony. Tony is a snitch. Tony was I said it a couple episodes. I don't see any value she's adding to this show. And to me, it's good that they showed that the only reason she's there is because she's a snitch trying to get out of trouble for herself and force it on, the criminal protagonist family that we have here. So yeah, Tony has to go. I never saw a real purpose for Tony. Now we see that she has a purpose. I think it was decent writing that they kind of planted her in there and only let us find out what she truly was doing after so long. So yeah, Tony is my number one got to go this week.
Agree. And I know Big Ham, you kind of laughed us out a little bit last week for a honorable mention, but I hate to do it, but I'm going to give an honorable mention this week, and that honorable mention is Nicole's mama, not her daddy in this case, but her
The
mother,
daddy was cool,
man.
man. Shout out to the daddy because
Yeah,
he was civil towards Jukebox
yeah,
every time. He even
yep,
tried to let Jukebox get out of it before the police came.
yep.
So shout out to him, man, for being a civil dude.
Yeah. So her
But
mom,
the
I
but,
feel like
but
she
the
got to
woman can
go.
catch a straight bullet.
Not a stray one. It's got to be a dedicated one, in my opinion. Also, fellowshippers, make sure you let us know what you thought about our Got to Go and put yours in there. I feel like that a lot of them are probably going to be similar, especially the unique. But I feel like Tony is going to creep up on people this week because she's trying to save herself, and she's trying to take down our family, and we don't want that. So make sure you let us know what you think. Comment, engage with us, and we'll engage with you. So before we close, I want to bring up one quick talking point with the fellas and let us know what you think too in the comments, fellas. But I feel like that in our real power world, the OG show, I feel like that connect or not, aside from Tommy and Ghost, if somebody put a gun on our people, at some point sooner or later they had to go. And I just wonder if this new connect, the Bodega's wife's cousin or whatever, pulled guns on Rock in that spot. I just wonder if that's like the beginning of the ending of their relationship at some point. And it's not so strong or nothing so critical to talk about. But I just thought about, with power, people that pull guns on Ghost and Tommy or tried to let them know that they were in charge, whether it was Milan or Jason or whoever, it ended badly for them and deservedly so. So I'm just wondering if this new connect, even though he may be the connect, if he's gonna end up something happening to him in the future.
I don't
I
think
don't think
so.
so.
Okay. Neither one of you.
Yeah, we
Okay.
both we
Yeah.
both agree. We neither one of us think so, man. I think he just has too much leverage. He's sitting in the position of power, and Rock don't really have the leverage or the muscle to do it. So I don't think so. And then Ghost and Tommy, man, as far as as offensive assassins and killers were much they were much more willing to kill
Yeah.
and much more skilled at doing it than what anybody in Rock organization has shown to be. So like you gotta have a certain set of skills to go and kill the type of connects that they kill. They got Jason up out there.
Yeah.
They got what was the Mexican dude? What was the name of that cartel?
Was it
The original one?
Lopez?
Jimenez.
The Jimenez,
Jimenez?
yeah. They got yeah.
Jimenez.
So but Ghost and
Lobos was the
Tommy,
first
man,
one,
they
Kenny.
Lobos. Yeah.
Ghost and Tommy, both of them, those were extremely hard dudes, man.
Yeah. And
I don't
but
see
they come
anybody.
from this family, basically.
They do, man, but I mean,
They've
right now,
adapted and evolved.
Even ain't
Even
Kanan
Kanan.
right now. So it's
Yeah,
like,
true.
they I don't see anybody in this organization being able to rock out like that right now.
And let me just make one point. And the reason I so quickly said that I didn't see them, being taken out is because they had a valid concern. They followed her. They saw her, canoodling with a cop. So they want to understand. They just want to protect their investment. So
that's a good point by both of you. I understand.
And Rocket she ain't even been able to secure any drugs for them yet. So
I'm not saying it's gonna happen immediately or even soon. Maybe not even this season. I'm just saying, is this the beginning of the end? But Marvin and Lulu weren't there, so maybe Rock could just keep it to herself.
But that's the game. At some point in time,
It
the
is.
connect gonna either try to end them or something bad gonna happen, and somebody gonna have to pay for it. So
that's
it's just
true.
how
So
the game goes.
We'll see. But they also noticed that Lulu was into that song stuff. They mentioned that too. But anyway, fellowshippers, we appreciate you rocking with us. Keep coming back. We're gonna be back next week, Lord willing, to talk about the next episode, and I'm all for it. I'm really excited. I'm excited to watch these shows now and come back and talk with you guys about them. I feel like the writing is getting better. For some reason, I didn't expect much from this show, and I gotta be honest, I don't expect much from Tate. So maybe I'll be surprised. But this show has actually turned out to be one of the better writing shows in the Power universe, and I'm excited to keep going with it. So make
I
sure
hope they
you
do
follow.
Tommy next, man.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. But make sure you go and keep rocking with us and follow us on the YouTube page at the Fellowship Hall. And you can also check us out on Facebook at the Fellowship Hall. And then you can follow Big Ham on Twitter and Instagram at HamDog22. And you can also follow him on Facebook at Raphael Hammond. So, fellowshippers, without further ado, thanks for tuning in with us today. Make sure you keep coming back, subscribe, like, hit the notification, and let us know what you think, and we'll engage back. So make sure you guys be blessed.
be blessed, fellowship.
Be blessed. Be blessed.
Hashtag Graydon Laverne.